Neal, I guess we'll start with a direct question in terms of the mindset of the hockey club having to be what it is with being down 3-1 in the series. How are you approaching this, if you are at all, differently from this time a year ago?
Little victories and shift by shift. We can't look at the big picture right now. We gotta win the first period tomorrow, second period, third period, and go from there.
I know you spoke in Denver about avoiding those lapses, and another one occurred yesterday. How frustrating is that to know what the issue is, but so far not being able to find the magic solution?
Yeah, it's frustrating. Give them credit too. They're a good team. They made some good plays. But yeah, we got to find a way to avoid those lapses and stay out of the box.
How do you get back to the team that was the best at defending during the year, Neal?
Like I said, little victories. Start with a body check, start with compete level, and go from there. I think things will fall into place once those things come back.
3 straight losses will test any team's unity. What do you see there?
Listen, we went through this during the regular season, so we know we can come back from it. We're all sticking together. We had a good chat in the locker room after the game, so like I said, we got to come out and win the first period tomorrow.
Can you sense what that kind of chat is like? Is it some venting or some finding solutions, or can you shed some light on that?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Just chatting with each other, sticking with each other, and emphasizing this is a 7-game series, right? It's not a 5-game series, so long ways to go.
Neal, one of the focal points after the game was, we need to change, we need to make adjustments. If that was chatted about after the game, could you clarify, is that just, we as players have to make changes, or, are there some strategic things that need to be addressed?
Well, we'll talk about the strategic things tomorrow, I'm sure, with the coaching staff. But from a player perspective, we can change our mentality a little bit, win some more puck battles along the walls, and making the right plays in the little areas.
Connor Hellebuck got the nod for the Vezina. Your thoughts on that, but also maybe not giving him as much help as you should in the playoffs.
Yeah, deservedly so. We have the best goalie in the league, and we got to play better in front of them. So, plain and simple, we got to give up less chances, block more shots, and compete a little harder in front of them.
Maybe they had a great power play going into the playoffs. Is there anything on the penalty kill that you see that needs to be tightened up?
Kind of the little things, like blocking shots, winning puck battles too. I'm sure we'll talk about some strategic things tomorrow morning, but when it comes down to it, we got to outwork their power play. They've been clicking pretty good right now.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of their success on the power play, Neal, is built on getting those shots through that you guys haven't been able to do. What are they doing that you aren't, that you need to do if they can fashion it that way?
Yeah, I think a lot of what they're doing is throwing pucks to the net. You see the couple of their goals last night. They shoot it from the half wall and they shoot it from up top, and they get a tip or a rebound, and they beat us back to the net. So it's pretty simple. We just got to find a way to stop it.
Listening to Mark and Nino post game last night, it sounded like they were really kind of almost pleading for the coaches to find some solutions to do things differently. Is that a fair way to characterize things? Or?
Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow with them. We got to look in the mirror as ourselves as players and compete harder first, and then we'll go with the strategic things later.
So what does today sort of serve you individually and collectively, Nino?
Today is in.
Like, what does today do for you? Like not being on the ice, not talking about,
okay.
not being in meetings and so forth. What is the value of today for you guys?
Mental reset. Get away from the rink, get away from the ice, and then come back tomorrow ready to work.
Neal, just a question about, Brendan and then Vladdy yesterday. You're human beings first and foremost, so how difficult have those situations been to see and then, see your buddies later?
Yeah, it's terrible. 2 games in a row rushing into the training room to see if they're all right. So those are the human side of the games, and tough to watch, tough to see, but glad they're both okay.
So what will tomorrow tell us about this team?
It's going to see if we're ready to work, ready to compete. So that's the challenge we have tomorrow.